And I just looked at her all confused, like, well, that's kind of a dumb question. Yeah, of course I drink a lot of milk. I drink it with every meal. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel, and welcome to another episode of Wisco Style. I am your host, Jared, the Sleeveless Cheesehead, and today we're going to be talking about a bunch of things that Wisconsinites do that are just weird to everybody else, but completely normal to us. So, let's get started. Also, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss that next Wisconsin episode. First things first, ranch. In Wisconsin, ranch isn't just a salad dressing. It's acceptable to put ranch on just about anything. Ranch is something that almost every Wisconsinite uses on pretty much a daily basis. Some go as far as keeping a small bottle in a holster that's attached to their belt. Seriously, that's a thing. We put ranch on chicken, pizza, wraps, cheese curds, onion rings, burgers, it doesn't matter. If it's food, chances are somebody from Wisconsin has said, you know what would go really good on this? Some ranch. And I can almost guarantee every single one of you watching this knows a person just like that. And if you don't, it's you. So, let that friend know that you understand and share this video with them. Next thing is, Wisconsinites will use any excuse to drink. And I mean any excuse. My great-grandma passed away recently, and my relatives were discussing where they wanted to have the funeral and where they wanted to have the meal afterwards. And the funeral home had, all the preparations in place, and we could just use their facilities. But the next question was what kind of caught me by surprise. Even for me. The next thing they asked was, now, will you be having an open or a cash bar? At a funeral! Don't get me wrong, I was a little taken aback at first and slightly confused, but then I remembered that I was from Wisconsin and that this is all just completely normal anyway. Another weird thing that Wisconsinites do that I only discovered recently was we drink milk with almost every meal. Now, that may not seem very weird to you guys, but that's because 90% of you watching this video are probably from Wisconsin. Yeah, I know. Milk with every meal. And to be completely honest, I just thought everybody did that. It just seems like something that's so normal to me. And then I went to one of my friend's birthdays in Chicago, which is also where everybody else attending the party was from. And somehow we got on the topic of Wisconsin. Naturally. And for some weird reason, one of the girls that was at the party asked me if I drank a lot of milk. And I just looked at her all confused, like, well, that's kind of a dumb question. Yeah, of course I drink a lot of milk. I drink it with every meal. And then she got like this disgusted look on her face. You drink that much milk? That's gross. And here I am, thinking to myself that milk is just what everybody drinks for all of their meals. But apparently not. Speaking of meals, if it's a Friday night in Wisconsin, I can guarantee you that there's at least one place within 5 miles of anywhere you're at in Wisconsin that is having a Friday night fish fry. Friday night fish fries are an absolute staple here in Wisconsin. And I'll tell you what, it may be everywhere, but I guarantee you it's almost always going to be the best fish you've ever had. I live in a town of 3,000 people, and I can think of 4 places off the top of my head within walking distance of my house that I could go to and get fish. And speaking of Friday nights, Friday night means football. And football means tailgating. But believe it or not, Packers games are not the only thing that Wisconsinites tailgate for. I mean, to be completely honest, if it's any type of sporting event, it could be curling, and we'd tailgate for it. It doesn't matter what sporting event it is, I can guarantee you if it's taking place in Wisconsin, there's going to be at least one person out in the parking lot cooking brats and burgers and sucking down a couple 2-tree beers. I played football in high school, and there was even a group of people that would tailgate for my high school football games. And it wasn't just home games either. They traveled. They had a whole setup. Stereo, grill, games, everything. They even made this flagpole that had the school flag on it and had it flying high above the parking lot at the opposing school. If that's not a hardcore group of Scotties, then I don't really know what is. So shout out to you guys if you're watching this video. You know who you are. Wisconsinites also measure distance between cities in minutes, not miles. Or just head about 5 minutes down the road there, take a left at the stop and go lights, another 10 minutes down the street and it'll be on your right. Since most places in Wisconsin are fairly rural, with the exception of Milwaukee and Madison, most places don't really have to deal with traffic very often. Unless it's 7 o'clock in the morning or 5 o'clock in the evening on a weekday when everyone goes to work at the same time. But even then, it only adds about 5 minutes to your total travel time. Unless you run into one of the 5 most popular Wisconsin road hazards. Cause then you're You can find a video about those right here. That being said, it generally takes about the same time to get to one place from another, no matter what time of day or day you're going. Hey, how far away is Dave's house? Everybody's pre-gaming at their place before they go downtown. Nah, only about 30 minutes that way. We can make her if we leave by 4. So if you're from Wisconsin, chances are all of these things sounded fairly normal to you. But I'm here to tell you that everybody else thinks they're weird. But what do those people know? They're probably just a bunch of fibs anyway. If you guys like this video, you know what to do. I've got merch, link in description, hit it up if you want something. If you checked it out before, I'm always adding and changing things, so check it out if you haven't already. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.